My dad is someone who has a great time wherever he is.
Having a heck of a time.
A native New Yorker, he'll never leave. Although Mom wants to go to Florida, he says Brighton Beach is the place to be. He says it's like living at a beach resort. But he did take my mom to Miami Beach on their honeymoon in 1958. He loves talking about growing up on the Lower East Side, how he met my mom at the Hebrew.
Socialized at a place called the Hebrew. This was the East Side Hebrew Institute that I speak Airbnb.
How he schlepped her around in cabs to the Copacabana, Broadway shows when he didn't even have a dime. I've heard those stories so many times, but I pretend it's the first time I'm ever hearing them. I just like the way he lights up when he talks about his past. A Stuyvesant High School and City College graduate when it was called the Harvard of New York, I'm not exaggerating, but my dad is the smartest man I ever met. When I covered elections for Fox, I had to secretly call him behind the producer's back to fill me in on all the politics. Off the cuff, he knew every elected official in every state. Talking politics, at some point, my dad probably shoved this very picture in your face, bragging how he and Colin Powell were in the ROTC together. Hey, Colin should be just as proud that he was alongside my father, who later became a captain in the United States Army. Perhaps Colin learned his love of Middle East politics through my father. Check him out as he kisses the ground at the airport in Tel Aviv, Israel. His love of Jewish tradition is infectious. Nothing makes my father happier than my mom's chulin parties. Note the excitement as he tastes and rates the chulin.
I got the shot.
Score this a 9.99!
He even tries to inspire my newborn son Charlie by singing him Yiddish songs. And watch as he attempts to get my husband as excited about Hanukkah as he is. It's quite humorous. He does his thing every Saturday at Temple, where he was voted in as vice president, and he didn't even know he was running. He's too busy hanging out with the boys. The boys poke fun of how my dad passed up owning the first McDonald's in New York City in 1959 for just $9,000. He didn't think flipping burgers was suited for a college grad. And he laughs as he tells the story of how he went to the Army and my grandmother threw out his comic collection to make room for his brother Howie's underwear. By the way, that comic book he is reading could have paid for my wedding. The wedding he threw for me was such a magical night. Although my friend's date fainted at the ceremony and my dad and I almost passed out behind the scenes, the party went on, and yet he has another great story to tell about the rabbi. I'm sure he'll be glad to fill you in on that one. Just ask him. If you can't find my dad at the coffee shop with the boys, you can find him every Sunday with his son. For those who don't know, my dad's parents' organization lobbied to change the laws to improve living conditions and create private group homes for the developmentally disabled. Today, my father is on the board of directors of that organization, still working and advocating for their rights. As great as a dad as he is, I always hear from my mother what a great son he was to my grandmother Blanche, how he called my grandmother every night. And oi, wouldn't she love it if I could only do the same. Dad, on your 70th birthday, I want to tell you how proud I am of your accomplishments, and that I will always be your little girl. I love you, and I hope you're wearing your hearing aid. If not, you can take this tape home. Don't worry.